Since 2009, the federal minimum wage has been set at $7.25 an hour. For those workers who receive tips, there is a national sub-minimum wage of $2.13 an hour. Who are the members of the low-wage workforce? Less than a quarter are teens, 56% are women, 28% support families of their own, and 44% have at least some college education. If the federal government had tied the minimum wage to inflation when it set the minimum wage back in 1968, today's minimum wage would be $10.96 an hour. If it were tied to productivity, it would be $19.76 an hour. If today the federal minimum wage was raised to $10.10 an hour, 1 out of every 5 kids in America would see at least one parent get a raise, and it would give an additional $1,258 a year to more than 28 million workers across the United States. Critics say raising the minimum wage will cost jobs. They say that if you raise the cost to employ people, employers will respond by cutting back on hours or hiring fewer people. What does the research show us? One of the most rigorous and extensive studies was done by researchers at the University of California at Berkeley, who compared employment levels among pairs of neighboring U.S. counties that had differing minimum wage levels between the years 1990 and 2006. So, for example, in 2005, Spokane County, Washington had a minimum wage of $7.35 an hour. Researchers compared employment data to neighboring Kootenai County, Idaho, that only had a minimum wage of $5.15 an hour. Looking at the restaurant industry, which traditionally employs large numbers of low-wage workers, the researchers studied every county pair with differing minimum wage levels over the entire 16-year period and found that higher minimum wages did not reduce employment. So if labor costs went up and employment didn't go down, where did the money to pay these higher wages come from? Price increases? Well, yes, part of the cost was passed on to customers through small one-time increases. Studies of San Francisco's 30% minimum wage increase, for example, found that in restaurants, prices went up by 2.8%, which would make that $8.50 burger cost $8.74. Loss of profit? Perhaps a bit, but we must also consider that when employees are paid more, they are more satisfied with and committed to their jobs, and this saves employers money. Costs associated with turnover, hiring, and training go down. Grievances and absenteeism go down, while worker performance and customer service improves. And with more wages in their pockets, low-wage workers put more money back into the economy, frequently into the very sectors that employ low-wage workers. Paying living wages leads to a virtuous cycle that builds strong local communities and contributes to a vibrant economy.